Hey everyone, this is Chris here with Elemental Play, and I know it's been a while since I've done one of these, but I had to get on video to show you guys Barrage. This is by Cranio Creations. This is a Kickstarter that they just got into everyone's hands about a week or two ago. I waited a little bit on pulling it together for this video because it came in 3 massive boxes. This one is the only one that actually looks like a normal board game box. All these other ones are these huge, I'd say abominations, but that sounds rude. Just these massive, massive boxes for a board game. So you can see here, I've got on the right, my right, I don't know how that'll pan out in the video, but this is my right, we've got the main game, Barrage. So I'll give you a quick look at that, and there's going to go the other one. That's fine. Oh, just this huge box. It's very heavy. This is probably 15-20 pounds. And then in the middle here, we've got the Leighwater Project. This is the expansion. You can see my reflection in the back there. So yeah, this was an expansion that they sent separately, strangely. And then this, I didn't even know I was getting. This is a Kickstarter box of some sort. So I don't actually know what's in this, but I'm guessing it's some upgraded components, and we'll take a look at that at the end. So I'm thinking what we'll do here is I'll push these off to the side, and we'll start just with Barrage. Let's lock this into place, and we'll go ahead and crack open this box. Now, Barrage is a multiplayer board game. Surprise! I guess there aren't too many single players out there, right? And it is for 1 to 4 players. It says ages 14 plus, but 14 might be a rough age for it. This is going to be one of those games where you have to have some of the core mechanics of a heavier game down before you can really say that you're ready for it. And it's listed as about 120 minutes, which means I would guess the first time you play this, you're going to be playing it for a solid 4 hours, 3 to 4 hours, because what's the rule of thumb on that? Oh, this one took a little damage in the mail, it looks like. That's too bad. Little mark on the corner. But yeah, I mean, I think a good estimate is saying that you're going to see about double your play time on the first time you play a game. So let's look on the back of the box a little more here. This is, so the water revolution begins. This is a game, if I remember right, is built around the story of Nikola Tesla and one of his inventions. So in 1922, the cannons of the Great War have been silent for 4 years. The world is recovering, arising from its ashes at the speed of the new hydroelectric energy, a legacy of the grand Nikola Tesla. A new war fought in the valleys of the Alps is about to begin. Will you manage to beat your opponents and build the biggest hydroelectric empire the world has ever known? So this is a worker placement strategy game. 4 players will compete in 5 rounds by planning their construction actions to build hydroelectric infrastructures on an articulated and challenging game map. You must place your structures wisely in order to prevent your opponents from stealing the most precious resource there is, water. By controlling water, you'll be able to produce energy and fulfill profitable contracts. Carefully plan each move, but be ready to make bold strategic choices. This is Barrage. So one of the things that really caught my eye about this game is it uses kind of a time wheel to limit the access you have to resources over a number of turns. I'll show you what I mean by that when we get into the box. I'm really a geek for unusual mechanics in games without them being overly kind of cheesy, and I think that this one does well. So let's see, we'll find a thicker punch board with a set of tech tiles, a last-minute correction to the game asset. Okay. Now they're actually doing additional, the Kickstarter finished, so they're actually doing additional updates in the future that they'll probably send out for users, for players, that are a little bit higher quality. So this is the Italian instructions. We'll push that to the side. since this is, I guess, an English channel. We've got the rulebook. All right, so the rulebook is a bit on the hefty side, which is exactly what I'd expect from this sort of game. Lots of components. You can see everything that's expected here. So aim of the game, each player is one of 4 CEOs representing 4 national companies that would like to prevail in the race to produce energy. So the whole game is about producing energy and managing the resources to do that. So you got your setup, player setup. So actually it looks like they've got some pre-explanations in here. So this will be kind of a, I'm not sure if they're just trying a different layout for the rulebook. Someone really needs to come out with a standardized version of what a rulebook needs to look like, because every rulebook is so different. Setup is halfway through this one. Player setup. This game is going to be definitely on the heavier side. This reminds me of the rulebook for almost a feudum or a, not diplomacy. What's the other one? I can't think of the name of it right now. I think it was done by an Italian artist. All right, so rulebook. Ooh, here's the map. This is a cool map. So let's make some room for it here. I did have the opportunity to see this at PAX Unplugged last year, I think it was. Looked really nice. It was still all prototypes, but so this is. Oh geez, I'm all out of space on this table. I guess I need to find a better way to film this stuff. This is our map, our board. Not really a map. I don't know a ton about it. I assume we have to move resources from the top here down through these hydroelectric dams in order to produce energy. Oh, on the other side here is it has all the components. So I guess this helps a lot when seeing what you can do in each spot. Maybe a more advanced setup allows you to play on the other side, or if you want to modify the rules a little bit or something. I'm not really sure the benefit there, but it could exist. All right, so that is the board. And then we have, oh, player boards, right? No, this is another piece to the game board. All right, so this is your Turbine Station here. Water management workshop. So this will be, and it's the same thing with this one. It's got just the art on the back side. I'm not sure what the purpose of this was. Kind of pretty. I guess they wanted to give the artists some props to really show off what they've done. So I guess that's cool. Punch boards, a couple of them here. These seem to match up pretty well with what we saw in the last 2 board pieces. These are player boards, it seems. Let's see, are they different? They are. Okay, so player boards are different, meaning that each player is going to have special abilities in order to get points. I can only guess that these green wreaths are victory points, as is tradition. All right. And then on the back of these is character names, the country they're from. I guess you can see, what's that? You're going to laugh at me, but that's like France, right? America, obviously. That, I'm going to butcher that one. I don't know that flag. I don't know this flag either, so my guess on that one would be Italy, but I don't remember the cross in the middle of it. Maybe some history buff can help me out with that one, because I'm wondering if that's an older flag or I just look like an idiot right now. Either one's fine. So more punch boards. Oh, a lot more punch boards. Okay. All sorts of stuff here. Wow. Components are really nice. The punch board is, some of these are kind of a more flexible material. So I'm guessing, so the pieces themselves are more flexible, which is interesting. They all seem to be roughly that. But they are well cut. They seem to have started to fall out here without too much effort. And then what do we have here? Game phases, cheat sheets in 2 different languages, so that's handy. I think that's Italian and English. I do believe the game was designed by some Italian designers, so that could have a lot to do with the choice of Italian here. Another game board piece. So here's the back of it and the front. So this looks like it's your 5 phases, tracking what happens across those phases. It folds a little funky. Not sure why they made that choice. Maybe just so that it didn't split the phases, which is what it looks like. All right. These are the wheels I was talking about. I know that they aren't particularly happy with this design, so this is obviously a little flimsy. Pieces can get stuck under them, and they don't move very well. They're not very well cut. This is something that the company is very aware of, and they found another solution to it, and are actually going to be sending out better ones to the backers in the near future. So I'll look forward to that. But in the meantime, this is what the game currently comes with. So you're going to add your resources here. Each turn, you're gonna give it a wheel spin. Oh, this one actually took some damage on the way over, which is, yeah. So, oh wow. All right. Well, it's a good thing they're sending us new ones of these, because that is pretty heavily warped and damaged. Let's see if this one spins a little better, one that's less damaged. No, it's still got the same problems. It's irrelevant. You can feel that it's kind of stuck in there. So those aren't very good, but again, they know that. We'll get better ones in the future. Patent Office, another piece of the game. Again, with all the art on the back. All right. More pop-outs. Then we've got some components in here. Looks like a mix of different types of resources, some point markers. We've got this stuff for each character, or each player. So 3, 4 of those, different colors. And then a number of littler components. Looks like maybe little robots or something. So, all right, very cool. There's the base game. Let me put some of this away, see if I can figure out the way that it came in. I'll never get it right. It was one like that-ish, right? And then, I put it back the same way I found it, right? So, a bunch of punch boards, like that. So I definitely have one concern about this box right now. When all these things are punched out, how am I going to get them back in? I have a feeling they're not going to go in as well as I'd like. I don't really appreciate it when companies give you boxes that don't work. Like as it is, this is already not fitting back together. So that's a little annoying. But so be it. I can always do a foam board insert or something like that, which I said for Dinosaur Island as well, and still haven't. So let's see. Next is the Leighwater Project. So let's take a look on the back here. As if the first game heavy enough, they have added extra components, an additional company, external works, new executive orders, and private buildings. This does not appear to increase the number of players, though, even though there is a new company, which I find strange. Normally, the benefit of an expansion is at least one more player. So, in this case, we did not get that. But let's take a look inside. Let's see what we got. Barrage. I do want to note the box is a little flimsy as well. I feel like, you know, people put so much work into the art. Like, this is a nice, it's got this sheen on it, it's got the color, but why so flimsy on the box? Like, why not put the effort in everywhere? So rulebook and English and Italian again. I always hang on to everything just because I like having all the parts. This one's a much smaller book, so this one's just giving you some updates on components, how to add in the additional setup, choosing companies, new rules. That's it. So this really isn't that much added on, so it doesn't seem like anything absurd. I feel like we could pretty easily match this up with the base game. We've got another character color here, which is cool. Does something a little different. You've got chits that go along with other actions in the game. Got more pop-outs. Got your other player board here with the external works and the private buildings. Again, you've got this beautiful art on the back. I really like the this. It's almost a steampunk retro, which is fun. So here's your player board. Again, art on the back there. Is that France again? All right. And a couple more punch boards here. So one thing that I did notice about this game, I didn't mention earlier, no cards. So this is just very simple. I mean, I guess simple isn't the right word, but it's very straightforward. Like you have a set number of actions, and you're going to choose what to do for each one. Nothing overly complicated that you have to do at random, which is actually a really nice thing because random in a board game is a huge turnoff for me. So you're not worried about cards and hoping for the right ones. You're not worried about rolling dice. You're just playing the game. All right, now this is the one that I'm most intrigued by, the Kickstarter box. So if you were to go out and buy this game in the stores, you would not get this. Even says on the back, holding one of only 3,000 copies of the Barrage Kickstarter exclusive boxes. Put a lot of work, passion, and love into it, and we're so proud to deliver this set of exclusive contents to you. It's only thanks to you that Barrage, the game we dreamed of for years, now exists. We hope that you'll enjoy it with your friends for the longest time possible, so sit down, unwrap the box, and get ready to dive into the Barrage experience. Thank you very much, your faithful Cranio Creations KS team. So in theory, this box is all maybe upgraded components, or thank yous or something special for the backer. So let's take a look here. If I can get into it, and we'll see what we have. I've never gotten something quite this size for a Kickstarter bonus, so I think this is kind of exciting. Got in Barrage, the base game, a couple weeks ago, and I was out on vacation and such and didn't really have time to. I just set it aside, and then a few days later, I got in another box from the same company, and I was so confused, and I'm like, oh, there must have been an expansion. I guess I didn't pay close enough attention to the Kickstarter. But then, again, a few days later, another box came in. I'm like, what could it be? Because I don't remember having any other games on their way. My video games aren't on the way. Like, I don't know what this is. And again, it was from them, and this time it was this third box. I don't know why they sent it in 3 separate ones, but I love getting packages. It's so fun. Oh, you know what? This might be solving. Oh, no, it's not what I thought. Okay. Brand new 3D map. So, interesting. Since the whole thing is set up as a hydroelectric story, it comes with 3D map pieces. That is actually pretty cool. So these appear to interlock with this board that is in pieces. And, oh wow. That'll make for an interesting experience with this, huh? Oh, and some nice metal tokens here. Look at those. Can you see those all right? Those got some weight to them. Got a cool carrying pouch. Some extra little chits. I don't know for what. Oh, it looks like another promo. Like a promo, I don't know. I don't know what this is. I assume it explains it in the bottom of the box. Looks like 2 other characters. But what do they do? Oh, there is a book of some sort in the bottom here. Is it a book or is it art? Oh, it's art from the game. So if I wanted, I suppose I could frame these. Pictures of some hydro works. How neat. That one's really cool. Very futuristic. This must have just been a bunch of the artwork that they worked through in order to make the game. How neat. So there you have it. All right. So I'm not... Let's see. You start the game with no excavators and no concrete mixers. Instead, you receive 8 exca-mixers. You can use these special machineries as wild cards. They count as both excavators or concrete mixers. You can still buy machineries at the machinery shop. And executive officer on the bottom here gives you an extra construction space. You can use it 1 time per round, and it works exactly like construction spaces on the company boards. So this is promo pieces. So I guess if you really want the full thing, you kind of do need to get your hands on this. I wouldn't have expected that. I would have thought just the upgraded components there and the upgraded player board would have been enough for it. But this I'm very intrigued by. Maybe when I get it together for the first time, I'll take some pictures and show everyone what it looks like. But that is super, super cool. They give us a 3D game board. I've never run into that, with the exception of like Burgle Bros, but that was, you had to buy that separately, so it's not, I don't know. Anyway, so this is Barrage by Cranio Creations. I hope you enjoyed this unboxing. I had a lot to say about it, and I hope you do too. Let me know if you've played it, or what you think of it, or your thoughts in general. And, you know, I love interacting with all of you on my channel, so make sure to follow me and subscribe to me, whatever it is you do on YouTube. Also, check me out on Twitter. I'm the same handle, Elemento Play. I try to alert people to when I'm doing things like this. I like to interact with my online friends, and hopefully you can be one of them. So go ahead, follow me, share my stuff. Let people know I'm out there, because the one thing that really keeps me motivated to keep making these is you. So if you could continue to encourage me to do that, then I will continue to do this. So thank you, everyone. Have a great day, night, whatever time it is for you, and I will catch you another time. Bye.